If being handsome is a sin, then this boy has sinned greatly. Just see him grabbing the old man's hand. He gently woke the old man from his sleep. Then he undid the gauze on his head on the spot. Let the other man see what he looked like. After the old man took a look at him, suddenly he began to widen his eyes, smiled and left the world. She walked very peacefully, without a trace of pain. This is the boy's unique ability. As long as you see his look, you will be handsome to death. The boy's name is Mike. The first day of birth, the 3 doctors in charge of delivering the baby. That's why they left this world. Such a bizarre incident made her parents deeply disturbed. In order to prevent their son's stunning looks from continuing to harm people, they could only take him to a sparsely populated town, and he had to wrap him up tightly every day. But growing up in such an environment will inevitably lead him to become withdrawn and introverted. His parents saw it with their eyes and loved it with their hearts, so they decided to take him to see a psychiatrist. In order to live like a normal person, Mike gathered enough courage to confess his heart to the doctor. He told the doctor about all his troubles. It all stems from his stunning face. Whenever someone saw his face, without exception, they would all be handsome alive, although it wasn't his fault. But he had to carry a heavy burden of guilt for it. Such a ridiculous thing. How could the doctor believe it? She asked Mike to take off his face, let himself have a look. Mike could only do as he was told, but the result, by the time the parents arrived, the psychiatrist had collapsed to the ground. The police arrived on the scene quickly. They thought it was a misunderstanding. The doctor just passed away due to a heart attack. Nothing to do with Mike. But such a result doesn't make Mike feel the slightest comfort. He was very clear. As long as his stunning face was still there, such a tragedy would most likely happen again. So he found his only friend. Let the other party destroy the sinful face with a brick. But his friend refused on the spot after hearing this, saying that this would have been the arrangement of God. He must accept it openly. But Mike couldn't listen at all. In order to make Mike feel better, the friend then introduced him to a girl. However, his withdrawn character made the atmosphere unusually awkward. At this time, the girl's ex-boyfriend suddenly appeared, asked Mike if it was because he was too ugly. That's why he didn't dare to let others see him. Mike did not want to refute, but the other side directly rose up and knocked off his hat. Tough to humiliate him a bit, until the staff came. Mike was saved, but his cowardly behavior made the girl feel very disappointed. Without hesitation, she got up and left. Mike's first relationship ended before it even started. He felt that his life was too much of a failure, so he went to the river and had the idea of lightening his life. But on the brink of life and death, he met a special girl. The gears of fate began to turn. The girl did not comfort him like others. Instead, she encouraged him to be brave and jump. She said, "The bridge here is not high. You won't die if you jump." On the contrary, he would be seriously injured. Mike lost the courage to jump immediately after hearing this. At the same time, he became intensely curious about the girl, so he followed the girl to a nursing home. These old people were supposed to be the closest group to death, but they seemed not only very optimistic and didn't mind Mike's weird dress. Listening to the stories of the old people, Mike finally opened his heart. He enjoyed being here very much. Fate is so wonderful. The girl and Mike became good friends. They chatted together, watching movies together. On this day, they bought a bunch of candies and sat in the bathtub together. They revealed their hearts to each other. Mike told the girl the real reason why he had gauze wrapped around his face, but the girl was not impressed. He unzipped his jacket to reveal a device. It turns out that the girl suffers from a rare heart disease. Death may come at any time. She and Mike have their own secrets. The two began to get closer and closer to each other. Once on a picnic, the girl's heart suddenly began to race. The girl's heart suddenly began to beat faster. The feeling of being touched by her heart came to life. The feelings of the two people gradually warmed up. The girl could not help but remove the boy's glasses. The pair of deep, charming eyes. In an instant, the girl looked crazy, cannot help but want to kiss up. At this time, Mike's parents suddenly came home. Seeing their son actually made a girlfriend, the old mother was simply happy. The girl began to be more and more curious about Mike's face. She really wanted to see what the boy looked like. So Mike finally took off his disguise, placing gauze over the girl's eyes, letting her use her hands to feel what she looked like. That day they came to the nursing home again, but received a bad news. An old man had suddenly fallen ill. Seeing the old man suffering from illness every day, the girl was very sad. She wanted Mike to help the old man end her life, let her leave without pain. Mike refused on the spot. He hated the feeling of watching someone die in front of him. The girl left in disappointment. Mike could only come to the old man helplessly. He asked the old man what he thought. The old man smiled even though he didn't say anything. Mike knew the answer. Slowly removed the gauze on his head. Then the old man's pupils began to slowly turn white. But the smile grew brighter and brighter, eventually passed away forever. After a long time, the girl did not contact Mike again. So Mike will drum up the courage to come to the girl's home, only to learn that the reason why the girl did not look for him, it was because her condition worsened. This time the two talked for a long time, finally eliminated the gaps between each other. The girl knew she was dying, but she has never attended a dance, so she wanted Mike to accompany her. She also specially prepared a dog mask for Mike. At the ball, they were having a good time. The girl put her hands on Mike's chest, feeling the other's heartbeat. Her own heart followed with happiness. At this moment she felt immensely happy, but she suddenly pushed Mike away because of the rapid heartbeat. She was sick again, so she quickly found an excuse to leave the ball. Mike, who did not notice the abnormality, could only wait outside. He ran into his best friend Danny and her girlfriend, and the bully who had bullied Mike before also appeared. Several people clashed again. The bully hugged Mike, took off his dog head mask. Danny's girlfriend happened to be facing Mike. She saw the boy's face. As a result, she was handsomely killed on the spot. Mike rushed to put on the mask again, but it was all too late. The police quickly arrived at the scene, arrested Mike on the spot. This time because there were many people on the scene to testify, Mike was finally put in gaol. This case was also quickly sent to court. Although there were many people who testified, Danny's girlfriend was killed by Mike's handsome, but it was not Mike's own will, so the court acquitted Mike. That bully, on the other hand, was sentenced to life imprisonment. Mike found his girlfriend again after he regained his freedom. At this time, his girlfriend was already in a critical condition. She knew that her time was running out. She just wants to see how handsome her boyfriend is before he dies. Mike was furious when he heard that. He said he would never kill his lover with his own hands. Returning home, he picked up a slate and went crazy, hitting himself. Luckily, his parents arrived in time to stop him. Mike was a crying mess in his mother's arms. He had no intention of hurting the world, but the world died because of him. Is it really wrong to be handsome? After that, his girlfriend called Mike a lot. He never answered. He didn't know how to face his girlfriend's request. Instead, he came to Danny's girlfriend's funeral to apologize to Danny. He knew he had sinned deeply, but Danny didn't blame him. Instead, he encouraged him once again to face reality, and urged him to go to the hospital to meet his girlfriend. Otherwise he would not even have the chance to see her one last time. Mike was instantly awakened by Danny's words, but when he came to the hospital, his girlfriend had already come to the end of her life. Even breathing became difficult. Looking at his girlfriend's painful appearance, Mike decided to fulfill his girlfriend's wish. Slowly removed the gauze on the head, lying quietly beside his girlfriend. But the girlfriend did not dare to open her eyes for a long time, because she knows that once she opens her eyes, it is likely to die on the spot. But if even the beloved person's appearance have not seen, how can she leave in peace? So she kissed the boy gently, then slowly opened her eyes. Who did not expect the miracle really happened? This time the girlfriend did not die on the spot. Instead, she shed tears of excitement. The two people who love each other finally realized the wish of their hearts. But God still did not show them mercy. The girl was critically ill again, after the doctors failed to rescue, quietly left the world. Mike did not sink. Rather, he accepted it all with open arms. It was his girlfriend who redeemed his lost soul. Let him find his greatest value. He decided to use his face to help those who are afflicted by the disease to be relieved. Let them feel warmth and hope at the last moment of their lives. In fact, a handsome face is not a curse. Rather, it is a special gift. If you have also been troubled by your face value, you may as well be brave to face the reality. Let those who are jealous of your face value pay their due price.